Okay, so what I want to do is continue with this eye. I had to go back and do some stuff. I didn't actually sit down and line up these pictures very well, so just be aware that I spent some time lining up these pictures so they're a bit better. And let's go here to the front view. I don't need to see this eyeball, so I'm just going to hide it. And I just want to go in here and grab these edges, and I'm looking for the outside border here of my faces. Okay, so I've kind of got something set up here. I probably could have, actually, you know what, I'm just going to go and grab some of these vertices. I'm going to pull these over this way a little bit. This kind of follows this ring out here, and then we kind of lose something in here. I'm going to have to come back into this area at a later point and throw in this little tear duct and all that area there. And somehow when I was horsing around, I have to move these down just a little bit. Great. Okay. And I'm just going to go and grab the outside edge, and I'm looking for the border when I do this. So I'm just going to extrude the edge out, and I'll pull this out. Great. And let's just go and switch here and something like that. There we go. And I'm just going to grab these vertices and start moving them around a little bit. Okay, and these ones here kind of come down here for this little edge as it kind of flows off the eye here and sweeps down that way. And these ones here, I'm going to move those over this way a little bit. This is going to come over this way a little bit. Great. And let's take a look and see what that looks like in these two views here. And you can see that this area here typically needs to come back a little bit. And this needs to come back a bit more. Great. These things seem to be okay here, more or less. You can see this isn't totally lined up. Again, I'm just going to go in here and pull some of these back. Yeah, they kind of line up, but not really. And I'll just kind of pull these forward. Okay, get that little bit of eyelid going forward a bit here. We can see this kind of thing is ducking over this way a bit more. Okay, and I'll fill that in afterwards. This one here, I'll pull it a bit. Just kind of round this out. See how this one's back here? We'll pull that out a bit. These ones are too far back, so I'm going to pull those out. And I think those should be okay. Okay, let's take a look and see what that looks like in 3D. And that's looking okay. Brow thing. Just going to bring this up to round it out a bit. Great. And once I get this kind of outside shape here for the brow, then I can start just going in and using the insert edge loop. So if I go in here and use insert edge loop and I pop a loop in, I can start pulling this out and start to create that ridge around the eye. Maybe this bit here goes back a little bit more because that's going to look funky if it comes out. And this one here kind of falls right into that tear duct area here, so I'll pull it over this way a little bit. Great. You should push that back. And then I can do the same thing here. There's another way. It's just holding down Control, right click, edge ring, and split. And it puts a line right through the middle. I'm just going to go and deselect these ones, and I'll bring that out a little bit. And then I'll deselect those, and I'm just going to look here for the brow. Great. And I'll pull this down a bit here. Okay, because you can kind of see what's going on over here. This thing's overlapping the eyelid a bit. We'll see what that looks like if I go and hit 3. Yeah. Okay, and I'm just roughing, like I said, just roughing this in right now. And I'm just going to go and grab this face in the center here, and it's creating this big N-gon. I'm just going to go in and, before I delete it, because I'm just going to create a hole right in here, I'm just going to extrude this back a little bit, and then I'll just go ahead and delete it so I got my eye shape. Okay, so there's the eye shape that I'm going to start with here. And as I said, I'm trying to go fast, so I'm going to speed through this. So that one lines up, and actually I should check it out from the side view. And it looks okay, a little bit off here and there, but I'll come back and fix that near the end. This is coming out, and let's see, what is this here? This one here, I'm going to round that out this way a little bit. And there we go. Let's kill the history. And right now I should probably save. And okay, and we're at 5 minutes. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start heading into the mouth. That sounds weird. Okay, I'm going to go and use the Create Polygon tool, and again I'll go in, and this time when I do it I'm going to go and use the outside of the lips. I want kind of a round oval that I can build off of, and I find that if you use the outside of the lips it works a bit better. And there, I'll just put some points in. He's smiling a little bit in this one, which is a little bit different than the side view, so that's going to throw it off a little bit, but as long as you get the idea, that's great. I'm just going to go in here and snap to the grid. This isn't lined up with a grid either, but let's just hold down X and I'll snap it to here. Great. And I'll just grab these and let's go and see what that looks like in the side view here. We'll pull this forward. Let's kind of pull it right up to the upper lip here. Great. And I'm just going to grab these ones here, and these ones got to go all the way back this way. And yeah, again, the photographs, he's smiling here, so this is up a little bit. So I think I might try and do like a happy medium, and I'll try and meet them somewhere in the middle. But whatever. It's just a rough. And so there's my upper lip, and let's just pull this back because this is the lower lip here, and these ones could come back just a tiny bit. And okay, and let's see what does that look like. Okay, that's good. And let's go back here to the side view, and here in the front view what I'm going to do now is I'm looking for those outside edges again, and there's a little furrow line right here. The naso being nose, labial, something to do with the mouth, furrow, and this little line that kind of comes down here, and I kind of find it goes over and it'll go into kind of like a little strap line in here. So I'm just going to go in here and grab these edges, boop, and I'll use the extrude edge again, and that comes down to about the strap area there that I was talking about. I'm just going to take this and get the move tool on, and let's go and pull that over here. And this one here, I'll go something like that. Here, let's make this transparent so you can see what I'm kind of looking at. And there, let's pull these back a bit. Okay, and this one I'm going to say goes up to the nostril edge here. And then this one here will bring it back over here. Okay, and I'm going to put this here, and okay, great. And just going to round this out. This one here is going to come down this way. Pull this up a bit. Pull that up a bit. Okay, and how are these looking over here? A little bit off. Okay, and this one here should come back this way a little bit. And there we go. Okay, so there's my rough mouth shape for now. I'll pull that up a bit more. Okay, and I keep inserting edge loops and starting to figure this out shortly. Next thing I want to do is tackle this part of the mouth. Actually, here I'll just do one other thing. What are we at? 836, great. So I'll just go in here and snap that into place, and I'm just going to go and grab this face here. And now to get into the mouth, I'm going to do this one or two ways. I can just go and delete it, and I'll just go in here and I'll grab, say, this edge, and then go down to this one, double click, and it selects all the edges in between. Great. And I'll just go and hit my extrude, and when I hit the extrude, I'm going to switch from local to global, scale this down a bit, scale it in a little bit like this, and push it back. And we got lips. Okay, and as I do that, I pull it back. Great. Here, I'm just going to kind of go off model a little bit so you can see what the hell I'm doing. Here, and I'm going to pull this up a little bit, and I'm just going to go in here and deselect some of these things and switch to my move tool. Come on! There we go. And let's bring this in this way a little bit. Great. And when I'm filling out my lips, actually if I just grab this one, double click to this one here, I can go and extrude again, and I'll push that in further. Okay, maybe I'll scale a little bit. So I don't want to build too much of the mouth sock at this point. But there we go, I've got kind of the shape, and I'll start inserting edge loops. So I just grab this edge, edge ring, and split, and start filling these shapes out a bit more. This one here is probably going to go back a bit. This will come out a bit. These two here, let's go and tap this. Let's go to the side view. And I'll push this back in here a little bit. This one here will typically kind of come out this way a bit, as will this area here as well. Okay, great. And also if I want to fill in these lips here, insert edge loop, and if I pop a loop in like this, and I go and I just deselect these ones back here and I pull this out a bit, there we got that kind of filled out. Oh crap, I'm over 10 minutes.